A commotion happens in Terminal Island Prison, a private prison under Wayland Corporation. A prisoner called 14K is quarreling with another prisoner called Xander Gracie. This small commotion turns into a big one, and other prisoners join them and start beating each other. Above them, a reporter, Jones, is reporting the commotion and broadcasting it live on television. The warden immediately sends his guards to defuse the situation. In another place, a mafia boss named Kane orders one of his best subordinates, Lucas, to rob a bank. He believes in Lucas's ability since he never fails. At first, Lucas wants to rob the bank with his men, but Kane asks Lucas to bring Kane's nephew instead, since Kane wants to train his nephew to be his successor. Kane then gives Lucas a yellow sports car for his mission later. Inside the Wayland Industries building, Jones and Warden are meeting with the head of Wayland International. Wayland is angry because of the riots that happened in the prison, but Jones has a plan. Jones informs Wayland if many people watch the fight, it has a good rating. Jones suggests he broadcast the fight, it will boost the company's profit. Parks, the warden, doesn't like this crazy idea, but Wayland ignores him. In front of a bank, Lucas escorted Kane's nephew, Vinny, and his friend. Lucas tells Vinny to be careful. A few moments later, two police officers arrive at the bank. Lucas tells Vinny to leave because it's not safe, but Vinny still wants to carry out his mission. A worried Lucas enters the bank to check Vinny and his friends. Lucas fights two officers and instructs Vinny and his friend to run. Suddenly one of the officers shoots Vinny's friend. Lucas shoots the cop to death. They quickly escape from the bank, and later their car is chased by the police. Unexpectedly, Vinny takes out a grenade and blows up several cars. An angry Lucas tells them to get out of the car. Since Vinny is Kane's nephew, Lucas will take responsibility for this mess. Meanwhile, Kane is furious after learning that they failed to rob the bank, and now the TV stations are broadcasting about the chase. The police are pursuing them with helicopters. Lucas is trying his best to outrun them, but then he reaches a dead end. In the end, Lucas is arrested by the police. 6 months later, Lucas is transferred to Terminal Island Prison. On the bus, Lucas gets acquainted with a new inmate named List. Lucas protects List from being beaten by the other inmates. Lucas still refuses to speak about Kane's involvement in the robbery. Although the court has guaranteed that Lucas will be pardoned if he tells them the truth, Lucas is adamant that he will take full responsibility for this. Vinny meets Kane at his house. Vinny tells him if Lucas hasn't said anything to the police, Kane is safe. But Kane orders Vinny to kill Lucas. He knows that Lucas is loyal, but he does not want to take any risks. In the prison, Lucas is invited to watch the gladiators fight in the prison. List informs him that if the show is broadcasted live by Wayland Corp, the show has been going on for a few months. The event is hosted by Jones, and a few moments later the host calls one of the participants named Xander Gardy. In tonight's fight, Xander will fight a prisoner named 14K. The contestants are randomly selected weekly. They will fight to the death or until one of them surrenders. The fighters can have weapons by stepping on a marked plate in the arena. If neither participant wins, then both will be killed. The fight begins, and Xander and 14K fight brutally. Xander manages to get a weapon to beat 14K down, but when 14K steps on the plate, Jones has disabled it. Jones wants 14K to be killed tonight because the audience likes it when someone dies in the fight. In the arena, 14K surprisingly manages to turn things around and corner Xander. But instead of killing him, 14K says that Xander has surrendered. This means the fight is over. Jones is angry seeing 14K doesn't kill his opponent, making the show's ratings drop drastically. After the show, Wayland meets Jones in prison. Wayland is angry because their income is decreasing. It seems like people are bored of watching it. Wayland tells Jones to do something or he will fire Jones. In the morning, while having breakfast, Lucas meets Goldberg and Rocco. Goldberg tells Lucas that the prison has put Lucas on Goldberg's team to work in the auto repair shop. Then Lucas is summoned by the warden. The warden asks Lucas to testify about Kane's involvement. The police want to arrest Kane, but they don't have enough evidence. Lucas refuses to do it. Then he warns Lucas. Lucas covers for Kane here, but will Kane do the same for him? Lucas then goes to the auto repair shop where he will work. Lucas is confused as to why they are still working in prison. Goldberg tells him since this is a private prison, they use the prisoners to work without paying them. They will cut metal from car wreckage and smelt it to make bullets and then sell it. Lucas sees if the car in front of him is still in good condition. It's a shame to destroy a good car like this. Goldberg tells Lucas to try driving that car for the last time. Lucas drives around the prison. Unbeknownst to him, Jones is watching him. After having fun, Lucas goes back to the workshop. Goldberg praises Lucas for his driving skill. In the afternoon, while marching, suddenly a man tries to attack Lucas. Luckily, Lucas can dodge him and fight him back, then the man is arrested. The man's name is Bill. That night, Jones meets the warden. Jones sees Lucas' action and wants Lucas to fight in the next match. The warden refuses to give permission since Lucas is the only one who can testify against Kane. But Jones doesn't care, she still wants Lucas to fight. The next day, Jones comes to see Lucas. She wants Lucas to fight in the next match, but Lucas refuses to do it. In the evening the match takes place, and the host announces that Bill and List will fight tonight. Lucas is angry because this fight is unfair. Lucas wants to replace List, but Jones smiles upon hearing that. Jones wants to see someone get killed tonight. List enters the arena, the battle begins, and List is resigned to his fate. Lucas jumps over the fence to save List. Lucas and Bill fight with flamethrowers, they burn each other with their weapons. Unexpectedly, many prisoners join Lucas and jump into the arena. The angry warden forces Jones to stop the show and sends his guard into the arena to calm down the prisoners. Meanwhile, Kane accidentally sees Lucas on the TV screen. Kane is angry because Lucas is still alive. The next day Kane meets Vinny. Kane asks why Lucas is still alive. Vinny says that he has ordered a prisoner named Bill to kill Lucas. Furious, Kane shoots Vinny, then he gathers all his men. Kane tells them that he will give $1 million to anyone who can kill Lucas within the next 2 days. If no one can kill Lucas, Kane will kill all of them. In the prison, Jones has a meeting with Wayland and the shareholders. Jones tells them that no one wants to watch Deathmatch anymore, but Jones has a new idea. She will change the Deathmatch to Death Race, a race equipped with weapons. The participants can kill each other in the lap. The participants will race on the available tracks in prison. Jones explains that she has prepared armored vehicles and weapons, and they can control them with sensors on the track. The race will last for 3 days. Wayland then says that if Jones wants the event to be successful, the prize at stake has to be very interesting. Wayland tells them, whoever wins in this race will get a prize that is far more valuable than money, their freedom. No matter what crimes they commit, if they can win the race 5 times, they will be released. Everyone agrees with Wayland's opinion. Later in the field, the prisoners are talking about a death race. Surprisingly, List agrees with this idea because it might be the only way for him to be free. Today is the first day of the race. There are 18 participants, but there are only 9 cars there. Everyone is fighting to get into a car. In the car, a woman prisoner will be their navigator. Lucas gets into a sedan, and inside he is accompanied by a navigator named Katrina. In this race, Lucas is helped by his crew, Goldberg, Rocco, and List. In the car, Katrina explains to him the features and weapons of his car. Goldberg informs Lucas if the weapons can be activated on the second lap. On the second lap, one of the participants grabs the weapon sensor from Lucas and shoots Lucas from behind. Lucas nudges his car and throws him off the track. Bill accidentally says, $1 million, in the control room. Jones overhears what Bill says. Jones is curious about it. On the last lap, Bill is still targeting Lucas. Lucas takes a shortcut and now is in the first position. Lucas manages to get the weapon sensor, but he presses the wrong button and drops the shield of his car. Katrina gets out of the car and points the gun toward the back. She shoots at Billy's car behind them, making Bill lose control of his vehicle. Lucas manages to be the champion of the first race. Later in the garage, an angry Bill wants to beat up Lucas. Xander also wants to beat 14K, since he humiliated him in the previous fight. That night Lucas is summoned by Wayland. He congratulates Lucas on his victory in the first race. Wayland brings Katrina as his prize, and Lucas is free to do whatever he wants with Katrina tonight. After Wayland left, Lucas, who likes Katrina, invites her to spend a night with him. Meanwhile, an officer is beating up one of the prisoners. The prisoner told him that Kane has organized a contest for all prisoners. Whoever can kill Lucas will get $1 million reward. Knowing this information, Jones orders the officer to move Lucas's cell to a safe place. She wants the prisoners to kill each other on the racetrack, not anywhere else. Accidentally, Goldberg overhears this conversation. After Katrina finishes with Lucas, Katrina meets Kane. Kane orders Katrina to kill Lucas. He will give her 2 days. If she succeeds, Kane will free Katrina from the women's prison. But if Katrina refuses, Kane won't hesitate to kill her. The next day, Wayland, who is satisfied with Jones' performance, fires Parks and replaces him with Jones as the next warden. In the afternoon, the second day of the race begins. On the track, Goldberg warns Lucas about Kane's contest. Goldberg tells Lucas to be careful, but Lucas doesn't believe him. He thinks Kane won't do that to him. In the car, Katrina watches him intently. The race starts. Bill immediately tries to hit Lucas' car. Everyone is targeting Lucas as soon as they get their weapons. Lucas throws a smoke bomb at a contestant behind him. That man is surprised to see the smoke, and his car is flipped. When he tries to overturn his car, Bill hits him from behind, killing him instantly. In the front, Xander is targeting 14K. Lucas passes by and sees Xander wanting to shoot 14K. Lucas realizes that 14K is the only one who doesn't try to kill him. Lucas reverses his car and hits Xander with his car. After getting rid of Xander, Lucas continues the race. Behind him, 14K throws a match and burns Xander alive. In the car, Katrina tells him if she meets Kane, Kane also orders her to kill Lucas. But Katrina likes Lucas, hence she won't do that. Behind them, Bill is still shooting at Lucas's car. When Lucas wants to use his weapon, it turns out that all of the weapons in his car don't work. Someone has sabotaged his car. Billy can freely attack Lucas's car since Lucas can't do anything to retaliate. Bill launches a missile toward Lucas's car. Because it's very dangerous, Billy then ejects Katrina out of his car. The missile hits Lucas' car and blows it up. Bill is so excited that he accidentally kills his crew pit. Bill strangles his navigator, who reprimands him. Unexpectedly, the navigator throws Bill out of the car and runs over him. Katrina runs to Lucas' car. The car caught fire and Lucas is burning inside. They try to save Lucas, but it's too late. Kane watches everything from his TV screen. That night, Goldberg is furious at Rocco, who has sabotaged Lucas's car since he's the only one who can do it. Katrina meets 14K, and Katrina tells 14K if he owes Lucas his life in the previous race. In the hospital, it turns out that Lucas is still alive, but with severe burns all over his body. Jones asks the doctor to tell everyone if Lucas is dead because Jones has an idea. Jones then meets Wayland. Jones recommended a woman named Hennessy to help her run the prison. Jones says that she has prepared a racing icon named Frankenstein. She believes Frankenstein can make the race more interesting. 6 months later, in the hospital, Jones conducts experiments on Lucas's body. Lucas is still alive, but he's badly scarred. Jones forces Lucas to continue racing under the pseudonym of Frankenstein. Jones assures Lucas that the whole world thinks Lucas has died in that accident. After seeing his deformed and ugly body, Lucas is willing to wear a mask and change his name to Frankenstein. In the evening, the death race is held again. Everyone talks about Frankenstein, who gets into Lucas's car. Now he is on the same team as Goldberg and the others. Katrina is a bit scared by the sight of Frankenstein beside her. In another place, a man sneaks into Kane's residence. The man is an assassin sent by 14K. The man shoots Kane to death. In the prison, a man stabs Rocco from the back. Apparently, it is List. The race begins, but instead of going forward, Frankenstein turns his car over and hits Jones with his car, killing her. After killing Jones, Frankenstein continues racing, and Katrina realizes that the man beside her is Lucas.